Seymour in Rosette's apartment from Blue Dwarf. Podcast voiced by Andy Jones. Original post written by David Ball on March 18th, 2011. "Oh, God, why did I do that?" she asked herself when she was out of earshot. "He just tried to kiss me, and I gave him space in my apartment." She cursed and punched a wall. Not hard enough to break anything, but it made a relaxing sound at least. Seymour opened the door to Rosette's apartment and strolled in, having a good look around. "Hold on a minute, those are my paintings," he said, pointing to the valuable paintings he'd had to sell. He had a good look around and found a big woolly dressing gown. It wasn't as nice as his cashmere wool, but was comfortable enough for what he was planning, which was to sit around watching daytime TV all day and feel sorry for himself for losing his daughter. He walked to the fridge freezer to find a large tub of ice cream, passing a mirror as he did so. For just a moment he caught sight of the hideous slob he'd become, with a full beard and straggly, unkempt hair. He checked the wine cabinet, but found there wasn't anything interesting. "I'd do anything for an heirloom Bordeaux right now," he muttered to himself, knowing that he didn't have enough money to buy anything. He laid back on the sofa, resting the ice cream on his stomach, and spooned large amounts into his face, and laughed at the TV where a hologram of Jeremy Kyle shouted abuse at commoners. In a few seconds' time, he'd see a broadcast that would change his life. It was the broadcast that would make all his dreams come true. It would tell him that Queen Brittany was alive. But he missed it. The doorbell chimed. Seymour grunted and turned off the TV. He rocked himself to get off the sofa and closed the gap in the dressing gown that exposed his unmentionables. "She's not in," he screamed at the door, but there was no response. He blew the messy hair out of his face and pressed the button to open the automatic door. "Hello, darling," said a robotic representation of Dale Winton. "Oh, God," said Seymour, and tried to shut the door. "Do you need cash for gold? Do you have any spare jewellery? Need some extra cash?" said the robotic Dale. Seymour was almost blinded by his fake tan. "No, I don't have anything. Anything, you hear?" Seymour bawled. "They took it all away. I'm broke." Dale's grin was permanent. "You have this lovely apartment." "It's not," Seymour started, but then stopped as a wicked idea spread across his mind. He really did have nothing. "Wait there," he told Dale, who nodded. Seymour then dashed into Rosette's bedroom and started looking in all the cupboards. Rosette said her family had been rich. She must have some valuables, some heirlooms that she had lying around that she didn't need anymore. He could probably get some good money from an old family heirloom that she might have in her possession. He searched through her wardrobes, raking through all her stuff, remembering to place it back in exactly the same place so she wouldn't notice anything. Then, at the very bottom of a chest of drawers, he found a small box. Carefully he pulled it out and looked inside. "Jolly good show," he said, picking out a golden bracelet. He turned it over in his hands. "This looks well made. Perhaps it was her mother's. She had exquisite taste." He rushed back out to the front door, where the robotic TV host was standing. "Here, take this," he said. "It should be enough to get me a 48 heirloom Bordeaux." Dale took the bracelet and placed it into a compartment inside his chest. Then his entire mechanical body started to shake, and then he printed some money out of his mouth. Seymour took the $1 note. "What? Is this all? This isn't enough for a 48 heirloom Bordeaux." Dale Winton turned and stomped away. Seymour sighed. "Damn it, I'll have to get an 86 Bordeaux instead." He went out to the nearest corner shop, the one on Novello 34 that smelled like curry. Came back and necked the wine straight from the bottle. An hour later. Seymour woke. After realizing he got drunk and fallen asleep slumped over the coffee table. He stood up quickly, with a coaster still stuck to his face. He blinked with both eyes until the room came back into focus, which took quite a while. When he could see enough to see the wine bottle, he finished off the rest and staggered around the apartment, accidentally smashing the bottle on the kitchen floor. He belched and then laughed. Then he walked into Rosette's dining room and squinted. "Something's not right," he announced. "The feng shui isn't right. Rosette's a moron. Doesn't she realize?" He staggered to the table and pushed it against the wall. Then, after falling over a chair, he pulled a pot plant into the room and removed the tall lamp. Then, as he was standing back to admire his work, he staggered backwards and knocked over the plant pot, spilling soil all over the floor. "Oh, fiddlesticks," he said. "I'd better fix this." But his eye was caught by the TV. "After part 2 of Jeremy Kyle," he said. He collapsed onto the sofa and laughed. "Stupid commoners," he said before he fell asleep. He woke up again a few hours later with a mini hangover. The TV flicked over to the Galactic News, showing footage of Queen Brittany. At first, he thought it was old footage from when she was alive. Then he realised this was different. He immediately sat bolt upright. "Stand shoulder to shoulder with all of humanity and wage war against the evil of the Hymenoptera," she said, then turned to face the camera. Seymour felt like she was speaking directly to him. "Be pure, be vigilant. That is all." "Yes, yes, my queen," he said to the TV, then tried to calm his frantic breathing. "My queen," he said to himself. "My queen is alive!" "This was broadcast just a few hours ago from the JMC Blue Dwarf," said the holographic news reporter from Channel 27. He rushed out of the apartment into the corridor, still wearing only his dressing gown. He bumped into several people as he rushed past them. "Did you hear? Queen Britain is alive! Alive!" he said. "She's alive and she's on the Blue Dwarf!" This podcast is a work of fiction and is in no way endorsed, approved, or even liked by the creators of Red Dwarf. For more stories and information, visit bluedwarf.co.uk.